Yes, my apology. Just some technical hinge. But don't worry, we are back now. I will not start blaming his poor network, his high cost. No. I just ran out of data. My apologies. I did not check before I started the broadcast. But that having been said, consider this as part 2 of that same broadcast. So if you were listening to me before I was cut off, try and go back to the part 1. Let us consider this as the part 2. We are still dealing on the same topic. Who runs your community? Who are the people running your community? And I told you that there are people in your community that are not part of your community, the same way you are in other people's community that you are not part of the community. Who runs your community? And do you run their community? I remember I just reviewed to you that there is a community in Rivers State and other places where you have this Igbo Biafra. Those people who say they are Igbo Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu them, Simon Ekpa them, and their group of company. They are in your village. The youth in that community discovered that they were some of these criminals selling drugs in their community. They monitored it and they reported to the police. It was the youth who went and mobbed them and handed them over to the police. This is what they do. They push drug to destroy the mind of your people. But let me tell you the reason why I'm bringing it up. Like I was saying, a community around Warri Aziz, they were having so many insecurity, crisis, killing the army, killing the police, killing themselves. And the Nigerian government have to deploy the military and say, go and find out the cause of this problem. Neutralize them. You know, normally now, the military came in. But among them was somebody from that community. They have the order. You can kill themselves and say it's accidental discharge. You can bomb everywhere. We say pilot miscontrol, so on and so forth. But the young man said to the commander, I said, this is my village. We cannot stop this crime except we know those who are sponsoring this crime. And so when they came in intelligently, they did not bother arresting or killing anybody, or they just relaxed as if they were done another mission. And this young man, who is also from this community, everybody knows he's a soldier, he's a military man. So they give it to him, he's their brother, they are not afraid of him. He went to their king, and they told their king, we want to stop this thing. The king said, we have tried. All to no avail. It's impossible for you to do this. And the young man said, don't worry. Just know that we are on surveillance in this community, and we are going to know those who run guns in this community. He said intelligently as military, where did they go to first? Where they sell Igbo. Because you know, that is where they smoke. After smoking, they lose their mind. And so they went to the Igbo joint. Some of them smoke Igbo. Some of them take cigar. So they have to blend in. And they saw that the man that was selling the Igbo, who looked like he don't have sense, who looked like he's a mugu, is the one giving drug to the youth in that community. And this is the switch. The moment the youths are addicted to the drug, and they don't have money to afford it, this man will keep giving them drug for free. And because they have been addicted, and that man gives them for free, that man controls the youth. And the amazing thing is that that man is not even from the community. And so when they discovered that was what was going on, the youth will come, Baba, oh, our Oga, hey, anything for your boys? The man will call them, come, I have a work for you. Come back in the evening. He will give them free drug. The boys will hide, and in the evening they will return. Anything he tells them to do, they will do. And when they return, he continue giving them free drug, destroying the future of the next generation of your people. You are disconnected from your village. Somebody who sells fake drug, cocaine, is controlling your village. Who runs your community? I'm coming. And when they discover how this man was manipulating the village people, they did not arrest the man immediately. Now they want to find out. Why is it that this man dashed drugs to this youth freely? Mkpuru mmiri, as they call it. Because in my language, we don't have name for drug. Or this drug, the illicit drug. We don't have name for it. And so they said, who is giving this man this drug? Because they are quite expensive. And so they began to see that there are some politicians who are actually sponsoring this thing across your community, just to control the youth, make them do drug. And once they begin to do drug and get addicted, he who paid the piper detains the tune. This youth will think they are helping them by giving them the drug. But they will not know their life is destroyed already. And you are not there to help them. And so what did they do? They invited the man. He also claimed to be a native doctor, selling Igbo and other drugs. And they told him, we have seen your grip over the community of this youth. But we leave you or we hold you will be determined by who are the people sponsoring you. Because this drug you give them for free. Who are the people sponsoring you? Of course, that is classified information. They did their job well and they left. You know, you don't know what they go through. Yeah, they are not working, they are not working, they are not working. Nigeria army terrorists. But what you don't know is bigger than you. Yeah. And now the king is sitting there uselessly. What language will I use? It's not useful. He's just a king. He doesn't know who runs his community. Even if he knows, he's afraid to point them out. But the people say, don't worry. The military say, don't worry. We will find out who runs this community. And that was how they put a stop to that. Under Anioma defense, we went to a community in Ndokwa nation. And their king lamented that their community is under attack. They are killing themselves. The king told us that this is not about Fulani. They used to think it's Fulani headsmen. And then they later begin to think it's some Nigerian police who mounted a checking point around a particular place. He said, but now they discover it's not any of this. And the king allowed us to check what was going on. There is a sister from that community who is in America and still in America. She did not disconnect. And when she had this information, she contacted us. Those of you in Anioma defense, you know what I'm saying. When that king lamented. And so she, among other Anioma people, were able to sponsor us to go and find out what is happening. Do you know what is happening in the community? They are dragging oil well. And so SPDC and other oil companies who want to control how much they give to the community, maybe behind the company's policy, went back and begin to buy guns for some people. Those of you who have oil well in your community, don't you know the game? Some agent of SPDC, Ajib, Eni, Saipen, all this oil company, Enzo Mobi, all of them are doing Total, are doing in your village. Don't you know? So is it your king that runs your community or those oil companies? And the worst is that they don't take the best among you. They take the idiot, the ones that don't have future, the ones that don't have hope, the one that can kill you without thinking. Should I begin to tell you? Politicians runs their own. Oil company runs their own. Land grabber runs their own. Land grabber boils down to Fulani headsmen and Igbo Biafra people. Because when Fulani headsmen come, they go and induce some of your king. Give them money, and your king will sell your community land to them. Tomorrow you begin to blame me. Oh, they are Fulani headsmen. Don't you see the video Fulani has made in recent time? They always say, go and meet your king. Go and meet yourself. So who runs your community? You can see Igbo Biafra people. This is one of the reasons we fall out with Nnamdi Kanu. We were with him saying we are doing Biafra. All about restructuring, which they are trying to present to us hopelessly. But we are watching. But then we discovered that this is Igbo agenda, Igbo Biafra agenda. It's not for the interest of anybody. Nigerian police will be aware. Before this time, they have started building where they manufacture bullets across our land. They have started attacking police, collecting their gun within Asaba Aziz. Go and ask John Chukuma. Go and ask Abel Nkenjika. And other people that Nnamdi Kanu was trying to use to destroy ourselves. He started taking Ebonyi youth and planting them into the areas we have rice farm, as if they are rice farmer. And they begin to run our villages. But what they don't know is that where we come from, and people who know what was going on, because I'm not in Delta State, they begin to tell me. I begin to question them. The same thing they are doing in the Southeast. Now they are running from the Southeast. And so they will say they are from Southeast and they are running your village. I cannot go on and on and on and on and tell you. Most of them running your village are not from your village. Most of them running your village don't live in your village. But they have planted something that runs your village. And so when it's election time, you will think you have a popular politician who all of you are going to represent, even with the mandate of the king. These house niggers will be there. All they need is give drugs to youth, make them lose their mind. Look at them when police arrest them, apprehend them. After some minutes, their brain begin to calm down. Oh God, don't let anybody deceive you. As far as we are concerned, it is our duty to know those who runs our community. These are some of the things we want our people to know. Who are the sponsors of Senator Mbata to become leader of Ohanaeze Ndigbo? And one of them wrote to me and said, yes, Senator Mbata have proven that Ikwere people are Igbo because he's a king in Igbo land. It's on my comment section. And I asked him, it's a socio-cultural apex group, now a monarchy system. So to them, Mbata is the king of Ndigbo, Ikwere man. But what they didn't tell you is that that is a decoy and a distraction. Because your supposed Ohanaeze Ndigbo have two wings. One of Isi Tonzo and one of Mbata. And when they finish committing crime, this one will blame this one will blame this one. That is what they always do. This time they are saying, Igbo. They are trying to create a decoy to deceive fellow Nigeria. Manipulating all of you, jumping up and down. We are Igbo, we are Anacha, Anasebia, we call hand to hand. But you are not getting it. Who runs your community? All of a sudden we wake up. Senator Nedi Nwokoro start jumping up and down. And Nyoma project, we will collect Onitsha. Nyoma project. Onitsha man cannot be a governor of Anambra State. The same way Igbo man will not be president of Nigeria. These are the decisions they have made. They vow with their blood. They will die making sure it doesn't happen. Go and ask Anambra people. They made a vow that no Onitsha man will go to government house in Oka. And they keep to it. Why? Echem na one child bundi Igbo. Now, Senator Nedi Nwokoro to deceive us. He said, oh, you give the Onitsha will become Anyoma own. When we enter Ona, Igbo Biafra unity beggar, when we enter Ona, you are just magnifying your problem. Because it's not in our nature and character. That is why we are begging you, back off, leave us alone. And when we saw they want to run us, I started querying them. I started asking them questions. Some of them are sincere. And they start disassociating. Ikechukwu Goha is dead now. I warned him for some time. He didn't listen to me. I think they say Igbo Biafra has unalived him. But the people running Igbo land are in diaspora. We are Biafra, we are Gifashawa, they are marginalized now. They are only to blackmail. But whatever they do, they run their community. Just that not all of them know who runs their community. And so the moment you know who runs your community, all of you can have one voice. Until then, you are not safe. And so, people of South, we have our differences. But at some time, we've been able to respect one another. The earlier all of us go back home to find out who controls our community, the better for all of us. Because that is the beginning of the civilization of Nigerians. Some South African bloggers made a post and was calling other Africans that Nigeria is the problem of Africa. If Africa must unite, if Africa must move forward, that they must deal with Nigeria. I would have felt bad. But I can only tell that South African boy that Nigeria is not the problem of Africa. Nigeria has not been the problem of any country in the world. True Nigerians has contributed politically, religiously, and otherwise to the development of other countries around the world, biologically and technologically, every way known to man. But there are a group of people who say they are Igbo Biafra. The amazing thing is they come from Equatorial Guinea. They come from Israel, children of Abraham. They are the one jumping up and down, constituting nuisance, and they manipulate some people. It's not only Igbo Biafra. You can see Kemi. Is it Kemi Badus or whatever? Who even talk down of Nigeria. So they come. That one is Yoruba. So what is worrying that one? So these people could be sponsored by the imperialists. Because the last time we checked, Igbo means International British Corporation. So, no Igbo person I know. And if anybody says it's Igbo, we are different kind of Igbo. You have Upland Igbo, Riverine Igbo, Bottom Igbo, Niger Delta Igbo, Igboko, Yoruba Igbo, Araba Igbo, Igbo. But these people are not real. When they tell you, I am Amandoba man. When they tell you, I am Hichowa man. When they tell you, I am Aruchuku man. When they tell you, they are Abreba man, even though they are Akwa Ibom, they just accept it. These are people. Because we know that when slave trade was abolished, these slaves were empowered by the imperialists to control our life. Are they the one controlling your village? My brother, we have a work to do. And we are not even started. I'm trying to create a platform. So many platforms. This is an elephant project. It's not a broiler or layer or noiler farm where in less than 3 months or 6 months they start laying egg. So I'm not looking for the result immediately. But in the end, what we will do will echo into eternity. And then when we can control our community, and then as one community, we can resist the system. And if as one community, we can develop our place, we'll become a force to reckon with. Look at Tiny Fulani. It is not about number. It is about what you know. Look at Tiny Fulani. And not sure they're up to 3,000 in Nigeria. They held all of us on our heel. There is something they know we don't know. Who runs your community? No, who runs your community? It's just a question you need to answer. And if you don't know the answer, my brother, it's your duty, it's your responsibility. Go and find out the people running your community, because God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. This is our task. And when we are done addressing these issues, you will see everything big starts small. A little drop of semen forms the baby. And before you know, it develops head, hand, tail, legs. And before you know, it goes to maturity. And 9 months later, the baby is born. And then when it's born, it begins to grow. And now look at somebody like me. Everything big starts small. And so those of you who love Nigeria, who care for Nigeria, who wish the right thing will be done, corruption and all that is that plagues nations are completely dejected and abandoned. Please, first assignment, go and find out who runs your community. Because people will speak for you when you are not there. Take example of people that are doing creation of state. The issue of Anyoma, they are going to Akwa Ibom to debate about it and Enugu. Akwa Ibom people and Enugu people, no be Anioma people. Why don't they come to Anioma land and tell us that rubbish? And those of you who are ignorant, hey, and you one day back you, and you win the boo. Are we Akwa Ibom? Are we Igbo people from Enugu? Because the people who runs Anioma land are not in Anioma. It shows you that Akwa Ibom people may have hand. That is why I call Senator Akpabio and I'm calling Akwa Ibom people. Anioma project, Senator Akpabio, we will remember you for it. Let it pull out. Maybe we'll begin to visit the history of why Adaka Aboru, why Obafemi Awolowo, why all the prisoners of one Nigeria by Ojukwu and Agu Yorunsi, all of them were locked up in Ekotekpene prison. They cannot stop all these things. It boils down to who run your country. Andi Anyoma Senawa Bundi, Bundi Anyoma, Hununetinkuna, Hunochaka Anyoma State in the southeast. All of you who runs your community. Anyencha Bunofune, Anyencha Bunofune. Anyaburu of Ogbo, get this truth and deal with it. You are a father in your house. Who runs your house? Who controls your house? Your children, your wife, or you, or your parents, or your friend, or your pastor? Not until as a father you run your house, you will have problem. When your pastor runs your home, you are in trouble. When your parents run your home, you are in trouble. When your friends run your home by virtue of advising you, all of you are in trouble. I know you don't get the message. And like I said, we are still building the platform. It's a great job. It's a great deal. It's supposed to be an entire Nigerian project, which it is. But charity begins at home. There are people who are working on the Eka project, another diverse community among Eka nation. Ndokwa, Anyocha, Usimili, precisely, entire Anyoma. There are different platforms for it. We are trying to build the one for the South-South people. We understand the challenges. But if we can't put South-South together, Midwestern region, we will do what we have to do. Because at the end of the day, we are separatable, inseparable, whether you know it or not. We are the same people, yet we are not the same people. It's a religious dogma known as separatable, inseparable, a term that is used to describe the Trinity. Though they are different, but yet they are one. Yet they are one, though and yet they're different. Maybe you understand that English. And then we can come on the national scale. Charity begins at home. You are Yoruba person. You are Hausa person. You are minority or majority Igbo person. Go and find out who is running your community before you come out and challenge us. All the Igbo politicians, Igbo elders, Igbo intellectuals, Igbo billionaires, all of them were there. One illiterate, Nnamdi Kanu, a common barber in the UK who couldn't finish secondary school, run all your community. And now we are trying to save you from stupidity and foolishly. We are your problem. That is why in that broadcast, I started it with a song. Umenele memihen, umenele memihen, umenele memihen, asuweni meme o. Baba rarioku bararimo, ijelumo, nene rarioku bararimo, ukwelu. Yanuade. And so each time they come blackmailing me, we know what they know. Now they call us bad people. This is where I bring the broadcast to an end. I'll go to the comment section, receive my insult to energize me for tomorrow because we have work to do. We will look into it in details. Everything, everything the eye see is not what the mouth say. If you think I'm giving you in-depth analysis of what I'm saying, you lie. Already, we are on a mission. We are watching everything going on. And in the coming days, there is something I'm supposed to do in Benin. And I've been getting update about that very project. And I see there is great evil that runs that project. But I will get to the bottom of it. And then the owner of that project will have peace once and for all. Because all of us, you must go back to your roots. You can live in America. You live in Europe, you are not from Europe. Those children born in Europe, they may think they are from Europe. Some of us in Nigeria can't even speak our language. We think we are from the community where we come from. A lot of things will change over time, but take the truth and have peace. Let's receive the insult and move on. Go and find out who runs your community. We'll continue from there. I see David. He say Ndewo. David Ndewo, Mbele. Because when you say Ndewo in Igbo dialect, we say Mbele in Abo dialect. When you say Mazi in Igbo, we say Diokpa in Abo, Eka land. But yes, we are Igbo, it's your own dialect, it's your own dialect. No, deal with it. And I'm happy, David, you tell me Ndewo. Because through Ngwa people, through Afari Beku people, through Enugu Ezike people, through Nza Ikwo, all of these, through people, you are the one we are saving. Because some bunch of criminals jump out, they say the Igbo Biafra, they begin to give us name. Ibon is Igbo Wawawa, David Umahina is Igbo Wawawa, by the same Igbo. Then they say that is Igbo Ndualidiri. And then the other people are Ikwere, Ndinwere Nuchi, and the rest rubbish. And all of you keep quiet. Nobody runs my community. Nobody will run my community. Talk your own. I talk my own. I see my brother, of course, Henry Chimezie. I greet you, Henry Chimezie. Each time you greet me, Diokpa, you don't know how happy I am. So always put that Diokpa. You give me sense of belonging. Thank you very much, my brother. I see Samuel. Good morning, Samuel Okuri. I greet you. Innocent Dede. I greet you. He say Biafra is the tools they use for self-deceit and political limitation. Oh, okay. Yes. When they finish manipulating, using different platforms to control us, and we are fighting ourselves. When we are supposed to look at the real problem, we are allowing them to distract us. I'm sure Fulani headsmen are not in the village killing them again. I listened to one Igbo woman blogger who went to investigate what is happening in Olo, Imo State and its environment. He said the killing of Fundi Igbo in the southeast becoming unbearable. She was speaking Igbo. But what she has discovered is that Nigerian journalists and newspapers are not reporting it. That the horrible thing is happening there. Our concern now is how to blame Nigeria. But what will Nigeria do? When Nigeria comes and say, all these Biafra people causing insecurity in the southeast, let's deal with them. You people will start crying. The same way when they want to stop Boko Haram, some Hausa will tell you, attack on the Fulani Boko Haram is attack on the Hausa, waiting on our want land grabbers. And so when they see that you are the problem of yourself, they let you be. Since in a anomado, you love to chop human flesh as a Biafra, and there are people who want to serve you their flesh, then go ahead. But don't bring that rubbish to our place. We are poor. We are not educated. We are not intelligent. We don't have money. But the beautiful thing is that we are contented. And you see where we come from, we use money. Money don't use us. Deal with it. That is why I'm still inside uncompleted building in the ocean. When you come later, drop your insult on the comment section. I will respond to you adequately. And don't forget, this is just the part 2 of this broadcast. Have a nice day.